be using AI at your kids' activity center. So while we're letting people into the room, how about before we dive in, just let us know in the chat, what type of kids' activity center do you run? Are you gymnastics, dance, cheer, swim, ninja? Shoot a little message in the chat just so that we can situate you all.
Cool. So we have a swim. Awesome.
Great.
Cheer. Gymnastics, and ninja. Awesome.
Wonderful, wonderful. So while everyone's joining, this is going to really help us kind of customize this webinar for you, for those that are actually showed up today live. So on a scale of like 1 to 10, how overwhelmed do you currently feel right now trying to manage like marketing, communications, enrollment, follow-ups, day-to-day operations in your business? Like 1 being like totally overwhelmed, 10 being I got a complete handle on it, everything's working, running smoothly. Drop that number in the chat. Just give us a sense of how things are working operationally and communication wise, process wise currently for you guys. And the reason why we're asking is that the reality is, like, we know most owners in this industry are really doing the work of like 5 people, right? So wearing a lot of hats, you know, owner, marketer, customer service, you know, janitor, even like fixing things, right? There's just a lot of different things that you're getting, having to get caught up with. So it's really important that as we're looking to, you know, you're still trying to grow using these disconnected systems with manual follow-ups, sticky notes, spreadsheets, constant hustle. That's what our team always hears. I hear that too when I'm speaking to business owners, that they're still using sticky notes a lot of the time as well. So that's why we're creating this training, right? It's not about complicated tech or replacing your team with AI or becoming AI experts and gurus. This learning is all about how to use AI in a really practical way to save you time, increase enrollments, and overall just improve your business operationally. You know, so over the next 60 minutes, we're going to show you, as I said earlier, 10 practical ways that the fastest growing kids activity centers are using AI right now to automate and streamline their marketing, lead follow-up, parent communication, retention, enrollments. Pretty much, you know, a lot of that's covered now with AI. It's super exciting. We use it in our agency. You may have already interacted with our AI system without even knowing it. The best part is that these are real world examples we're going to be giving you, right? That you can implement immediately, even if you're not techie. So don't sweat it. So I'm curious, what were some of the numbers that we've seen in the chat there?
A lot of 7s, 9, very overwhelmed. Okay. 4. Okay. Yeah, a lot of on the upper scale.
Okay, so the upper scale was like you got a really good handle on communications, enrollments, and systems, and then on the lower end, closer to 1, was the overwhelm element of it. And then in terms of AI, just put a yes if you're currently using AI in your business, more than just kind of typing a quick search in ChatGPT, but actually implementing it to help you run your business, or no if you're not using it widely in your business. That'll just give us further clarity for the call. What are we seeing?
We have yes, no, yes, no. A bit of a mixture.
Okay, a bit of a mixture. Okay, so so here's what we promise you today. By the end of the webinar, our goal is simple. We want you to walk away realizing that growth doesn't have to feel chaotic anymore. You can create systems, you can automate repetitive work, and you can build a business that grows without everything depending on you personally. And because you've shown up today live, you're also going to leave with our AI cheat sheet, where we're going to give you 10 expert level prompts you can literally copy paste and use right after this webinar. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Natalie. She's our lead strategist here at Creatively Disruptive, heavily involved in developing our own AI systems for our use and for our clients. So let's jump in.
Perfect. So we definitely will cover more of our Kai system, which is our actual AI system. But today I mainly wanted to go over the 10 different expert level prompts that I have put together for you guys. So this is going to cover things like social media strategy, how to write an email welcome series, how to write a 5-day sales follow-up process. Like it's mainly just giving you that really good start to be able to not only strategize a process and a system that works, but give you the actual copy for what to say. So that to me is typically normally the most helpful because we do go over our systems a lot, but people will be like, what's the best thing I could say? Or what should I write there? What should I send? Or so this is going to be covering a lot of that and just showing you just mainly what's possible, even with just to, today we're going to be using just a basic version of ChatGPT. We do have quite a few different AI platforms that we work with here, but just specifically for this call, I wanted this to be as accessible as possible to everyone and have these prompts work in not an AI platform that costs, more than $10 a month or something. I wanted this to be really accessible. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll kind of just get to it. I was originally going to just make this where I had kind of some screen grabs or like some documents that kind of showed you the output, but I thought, let's just make this more fun and exciting for everyone. Also very exciting for me because we're going to actually just go through this live and go through these prompts and just show you how easy it can be with the right prompts to get the content that you need and kind of just kickstart setting up those systems. So just let me make sure oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So this really just covers exactly what Georgina went over. Like, obviously, we know that you can't just rely solely on word of mouth anymore. You do need systems set up for marketing. Digital marketing does work, but obviously it's completely dependent on you being an expert marketer, which is not realistic. So I really hope that these prompts that we put together at least give you a very good roadmap as to how you can optimize your website, how you can set up email systems, how you can kind of streamline your follow-up and everything like that. And then we'll kind of go at the end more into the actual systems that will utilize all of that messaging and follow-up. All right. 10 pain points we hear every day. So, and this is going to tie into obviously the 10 expert prompts that we're going to look at. So first one is going to be inconsistent enrollment. Very up and down seasons. Obviously, we have a lot of people that do really well back to school or beginning of the year. And then in between, it's kind of just a roller coaster depending on what month it is. So inconsistent enrollment, we have lost leads. This is going to be a big one.
What did you say it was?
This is going to be a big one. So the one that we'll cover is, oops, go back here, is doing an actual, oh, here we go.
Can I get 10 back, please? Yeah.
Is covering the 5-day follow-up series. And we'll go through best do's and don'ts for making sure you actually have a follow-up process implemented, what you should be saying, how you should be outreaching on those days. So we'll cover that. Follow-up fatigue, no time to chase every lead. This is also a big one. Social media burnout. So this is one that we definitely hear a lot, which is, and social media is kind of just a beast on its own, figuring out what types of content to post, not overthinking the content that you post, what hook you should put, should you post reels? Should you do stories? Should you do both? This one's definitely a massive one. So we'll go over what the best strategies are for that. Writer's block when it comes to writing emails and parent communication. Website leaks. So we have a prompt that will do the starter of analyzing your website homepage and kind of telling you, based off your current structure, here's what's here's what's lacking, here's what you could edit to just really tighten this up and make it easy to engage and convert. Staff SOPs. So a lot of what we hear as well is that a lot of centers that we work with will have specific coaches that they hire on, but oftentimes when those coaches leave or they get new coaches on, they kind of just let that coach not do their thing, but they don't have a very consistent training or onboarding in place or systems that they follow for each of the classes. So when they have coaches leave, that often a lot of families will leave with them because they're not getting the same type of consistent training and teaching environment. Welcome series, so the email welcome series. Review drought, so parents forget to leave reviews, they get busy, and we're going to go over a prompt that helps you set up some messaging and some SMS messaging to send to them to get them to send you reviews. And then we're also going to go over ad prompts. So ad copy. This is typically one of the most questions we get on our webinars when we go over meta is beyond the setup, like what should I be putting in my ad? What should I be including? How do I get parents' attention? So these are all the 10 that we're going to cover. Jess, also just let me know if we have any questions in the chat and I'll answer them throughout.
If you guys do have questions as she goes, please put them in the chat so we can answer you.
Perfect. AI doesn't sleep or take vacation. So anyone who hasn't used AI a lot yet, this is definitely a very incredible, helpful tool. It acts almost like just another team member 24/7 that's on, who can write all your social posts, draft your emails, and follow up with leads and help you create ads. Honestly, once you start getting into AI, you'll realize that there's about nothing that it can't do. So like throughout the day or when you are like meeting with your team and you're thinking of like, oh, I really need to come up with this, or we need a system from this, like just note those things down and I guarantee you the AI can take a lot of that load off of your plate. 6 to 10 hours saved per week by small business leaders using AI is about the average. 8 to 15 hours saved weekly with scheduling and email automation, which is awesome. And then 5 to 6 hours saved per week by the average small business worker. Okay, so we're going to start live now. So this first one is going to be for social media. So I have, by the way, you will get a copy of this entire presentation with all the links to the prompts right after the webinar. So, but I do have links to the prompts in each one of these slides. So we're just going to kind of go through and do these live so you can see the output on all of these and what you're getting. So let me go ahead and click on this here. Make sure you can still share my screen. Okay. Can you still see my screen?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So I have this big old massive prompt in here that we have put together that's on a Google Doc. I know it's ridiculously long. But this here we've taken from some different social strategies that we do use. And I am going to go ahead and flip over to my chat GPT. Again, I wanted to use one that was easily accessible or that you guys might already be using every day that was pretty easy to implement. Don't have to download anything new. So I'm going to paste this in. And then just as an example website, I'm just going to pull from this website here so that it knows who we're doing this for. So I'm just going to copy and paste this prompt into right here and then say, please execute the above prompt for this. Oops. See, this is the exciting part about doing this live, is you guys also get to see my spelling. Okay, so now it's going to go ahead and analyze this prompt, and it's going to start giving me everything in the prompt, and then I'll walk you through exactly what kind of output this gives. So based on the website that I gave it, it's going to go ahead and just kind of summarize what the business is. It's going to pull your business name, your location, your core programs, your target ages, brand personality based off of copy that's on your website, main business goals. And this kind of works in the strategy that we put into the actual prompt. So the actual prompt is built off of local business social media strategies. So it's going to be in line with all of that. So I'll walk you through a bit of what it's going to give you out here. So right here, this section is more just an explanation for you of kind of what's working right now, the why behind the output of the prompt. It's going to go into hashtag research, which hashtags work the best. A lot of parents are using Instagram now, is almost like a Google search. That's how I use it when I go into Instagram. Like for my daughter Honey, I was looking up dance places in Gilbert, Arizona, where I live. And in Instagram, like I can type in dance classes for, 3-year-olds in Gilbert. And based off of the hashtags that dance studios use near me, I was able to actually find a couple of dance studios. So a lot of parents are using it that way now. So this prompt is gonna give you a lot of different hashtags to be able to use on your post to make it where it shows up for those parents looking for that, which is very cool. So it's going to go over the strategy of making sure we optimize our content for shares and DMs, how to optimize your content to get more parents reaching out for trial classes if that's a hook that you offer. And then I'll show you further down here where the actual monthly content is. But it's going to go over kind of the different content pillars as well, and what we should be highlighting in our reels, parent POV content, funny kids moments. These are all just ideas as well of what you can actually film for content. We get a lot of people asking or even overthinking what type of social media content that they should film, or thinking they need something that's professionally produced. iPhone content is going to be the best. 10 to 15 second clips, and this gives you a lot of different ideas of what you can film. So here, it's going to start to give you the weekly posting structure. It's going to give you also the reasoning behind everything. I want to just include that in there instead of it just outputting just only the content calendar, because I wanted you to understand the reasoning behind everything. So it's going to go through what reels you can post, how often you can post them, stories, how often you should be posting stories. It's going to give you kind of even break it down into a weekly structure: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Here's what you should post Sunday. And then further down here, now let me get to where it gives you the monthly content calendar. So here, still going over the different reel frameworks. Again, this is a massive prompt, so it's going to give you a lot of different ideas and information. And then here, I'm just going to live ask it to, please create me a 30-day content calendar in Google Sheets based off this info.
Ready?
And then here you'll be able to ask it for like any information you do output through chat or any AI system that you're working, whether you're using Claude or anything like that. You can easily just ask it to go ahead and like create a document for you. Put all of this information into somewhere like a doc I can share with my team that we can work off of, anything like that. So here it just went through, and based off of 30 days, it's given me post a reel. Here's even a hook idea of what to do. Here's what to film, caption direction, call to action, local SEO keywords you can include in the caption, and hashtags that you can use. So, and again, this is just a starting point that you can use for social media, but it is helpful to just have a lot of ideas to flow off of and work from to begin with, and just give you the actual, here's what's working right now. Here's some local hashtags to make sure you have on your posts. Here's how many reels you should be aiming to post for each week, stories daily. Here's how many posts you should be doing. Here's the different types you can do. And honestly, for most of everyone we work with, like and even people we're not working with, just having that type of content to go off of as a base has been really helpful for their team and also them to just start generating ideas, but making sure that they have some type of system in place that they're working off of. Okay, any questions on the social media before I move forward?
Helpful. Is that something that you feel that you can implement in your businesses? Like maybe just put a yes or a no in the chat so we can see if this level of detail is helpful. Perfect. Monica's saying yes. Dan, yes, perfect, great. Perfect. Thanks, Natalie. That's great. I know Nat's put a lot of time into getting these for you. So we got 9 more, so let's keep going.
Yeah, and I think, and especially as you get through these, like just use this prompt even as a base. So as you're getting through these and you're using all the prompts, like it's going to also pull your business information and go off of that. So if what I'm showing you for another business maybe not be striking for you, and you put in your own information, I think you'll be a lot more like pleased with the value of the information it outputs. Okay. So this one here is going to be the instant lost leads and slow response time. So this one's going to be specifically for Facebook Messenger. So anyone who doesn't already have like an instant auto reply message set up for when someone messages for their Facebook page or their Facebook Messenger, this is going to generate you 3 different options you can do or 3 different response options you can do for your Facebook Messenger. So let me get out of here and I'll copy and paste this. And I'll show you exactly what this will do. Okay, so I'm just going to input this prompt, and then again, I'm just going to use this business as an example. And this one will be a quick one, but it's just going to give you 3 different options to work off of as a base. That's going to give you a question to make sure that you're just continuing on an engaging conversation, and also just give a easy direct link to view the class schedule and book a free trial, if that is your hook. If it's not, obviously you can send the link to enroll or get more information on classes or anything like that. So it's going to give you 3 options for your Facebook Messenger based off of what we know parents engage with. That one's a quick one, but that one is really helpful. If you don't already have an automated message set up, I would definitely set that up so that parents can immediately, once they reach out, especially if you are out of office, have something to engage with. Okay, our next one here is going to be follow-up fatigue. So this is going to go into our 5-day follow-up sequence template. How many of you already have a dialed in sales follow-up process? Do you have your front desk like immediately reaching out, responding to parent inquiries? Do you guys already have kind of an AI system set up? Or is your front desk or you manually still following up with these leads? I'd be interested to know if you guys
drop a little comment in the chat for us, and that way then we can just see. So manually, we got manually following up. Okay. Manual, right? Yeah, that's what we typically see. Yeah. When we're working with kids activity centers. Yeah, manually, front desk, manually.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that is typically what we see.
Okay.
So we will go over kind of 2 things here, which is going to be number 1, for people who are manually following up or want a manual system in place. We do have a 5-day follow-up sequence template that I'm going to show you exactly how to execute that prompt and just give you a base to start working off with your team. We also have, and we'll talk about this more at the end too, an actual AI solution where we can it's our 24/7 AI follow-up assistant that does reach out to parents or any type of inquiries across Messenger, WhatsApp, any website, like any inbound inquiries you get, it's going to automatically follow up with those parents. A lot of people don't know that statistics show that nearly 80% of people do not engage or convert until after the 5th follow-up attempt. So we see a lot of people that only have kind of that initial reach out, or if you're doing it manually, maybe you're only reaching out once or twice, and then you're kind of just, or your team might be like, okay, this person probably likely isn't to respond. That's not the case. So we've had a lot of parents and a lot of clients who, once they implement even a 5 to 7 day follow-up strategy, they do get a lot of engagement even towards the end of that sequence. So just something important to note, and then we'll go ahead and execute this prompt. Even while we will share more about Kai, which is our AI follow-up system and 24/7 assistant. I think this prompt will still be helpful to get anyone who's currently manually doing this or their front desk is doing it. Just some really good pointers on what to be saying when you reach out, how to engage parents, what you can say to get them to respond, and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and switch gears here. I'm just going to start a new chat. I'm going to paste in this prompt, and then I'm just going to give it our example website. And again, this is just going to give you a base to work with. And from there, from once it generates this, you can kind of go through, tweak anything you want. If you want to include, different information, obviously do that. But this is just going to give you a good head start off of what works for engaging parents. But again, feel free to tweak the information, or maybe you don't have a trial class and you want to push towards enrollment. That's totally fine as well. So here you'll see the 5-day sequence it gives. Hi, this is Deb from Florida Dance Workshop. Just saw your request for free trial class for your child. Want me to help you grab a class this week. It's going to give you a SMS, email, and voicemail for all 5 days. And if you do want to go up to 7, which would also be a great idea, you can just have it add on an additional 2 days. And again, as you generate this, just read through the information. If you don't offer a trial class, that's totally fine. You can word this and just say, hey, we don't offer a trial. Can you please edit this to just push towards enrollment? Or push towards, if you want to get them through the doors, maybe you want to have them come in for a welcome tour. That's totally fine. You can edit that, but what this will give you is just that first 5-day follow-up, 3 touch points on each day. And make sure you're doing all 3 touch points, because especially as we're moving more towards an age where SMS is a lot more precedent, sometimes they're not going to see the email. Sometimes they might just see the voicemail, but either way, all 3 of these touch points for all 5 days will get you in a really good spot. So if you are still doing it manually, I definitely recommend run through this. Just get a follow-up sequence in place. That way you can know that your front desk or whoever might be following up for you is reaching out also consistently. And I think that's the most important part here, is consistent follow-up for that period of time. Okay, any questions on the follow-up before I move forward here?
Curious to know, how many days does your team kind of give up at? Is there a cutoff point? Sometimes when I'm speaking to owners, they say after 3 attempts we just stop. Do you have any set limits that you set yourselves? Put a number in the chat for us and just give us an idea of what you guys are currently doing.
Yeah.
No limit, so you just keep trying, says Carl. Okay, yeah.
It's good.
None set, okay.
None set, okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything you take from this specific section that we're talking about follow-up, it's that Definitely have a follow-up system in place. Most parents don't engage until the 5th, 6th, or 7th follow-up, but having that first follow-up be able to go out within, even obviously if you're using an AI system, which we'll also talk about, they can go out immediately or within the first 5 to 10 minutes. That is going to be your biggest win. Parents move on incredibly quickly, and usually one of the biggest problems we hear is, well, I have people reaching out, but parents are ghosting me. By the time I get back to them, they're just not responding to me. The parents who are reaching out just aren't good quality leads or parents or families or anything like that. But really, it just comes down to how quick can you follow up? How consistent is your follow-up? Making sure that you actually follow up that full to 5 to 7 days, and making sure that the follow-up messaging that you're sending out is actually giving the parent a better opportunity to engage. So like in your SMS, are you asking a question or are you just sending a link? There's a lot more strategy behind it, and I think this prompt will get you in a really good space. And then of course, if you want to implement an AI system to just do this automatically, so that you don't have to worry about, speed to lead and making sure that you follow up within an amount of time, then there's options for that as well. Okay, let me move forward here. Okay, number 4 is just going to be writing copy for automations. One of the most popular ones that we get asked about is when people have parents come in through an email pop-up or an email newsletter pop-up, or even just new students enrolling, like a welcome email series or a sequence that will welcome the new family, guide them toward, this is typically for parents who this one is set up for parents who have not already enrolled. So it's going to be anyone who comes off the pop-up, any new family that may be interested, and you're wanting to guide them toward enrollment or trial class. So I'm going to show you quickly how to execute this one here. But what this is going to give you is a 3-part welcome series that's going to first email is going to kind of just walk them through what to expect, being a part of your email, welcome into your family, tell a little bit about what you offer. And then the second email is going to go through all the different programs that you offer and guide toward enrolling or booking a trial. And then the third email is going to showcase reviews and be a really good just social proof email that also drives them to that call to action. So I'm going to start a new chat here. And again, I'm just going to give it our example website for it to pull off of here. And this one may have some additional questions, but we'll go ahead and run it here live and see what it gets us. Okay. Awesome. So based off of the website that we gave it, it's going to pull some information here. So it's pulling a little bit from the About Us. It's pulling what different type of programs that we have. But you'll see it's going to give you, thanks so much for signing up to learn more about Florida Dance Workshop. We're excited to connect with your family. Here's what we offer. Here's a little bit more about us. We'd love to help your child get started with a free trial class. Visit our website to view class schedules or reserve your spot today. And then this is where obviously you would put your link for your call to action of where they can take that. And then the second email is just going to give you a rundown of the different programs. And this is going to be more in depth. Here's what we offer. Typically, we also like to pair ages with these as well. So I would do that as you create this sequence, but having the goal of this email is just to be an easy overview where they're not having to look through, 10 different tabs on a site to be able to see exactly what you offer and what the ages are. And then third email is going to be pulling from your reviews. So if you already have reviews on your website, it will likely already pull from those. But if you have Google My Business reviews or anything like that, if you include a link to your Google My Business in the prompt, it will pull reviews from that as well. And then this is going to be just a social proof email. So this is just a really solid, typically one of the most popular ones that we will set up that does a really good job of converting new families who inquire that you want to get over the line, you want to nurture and push them towards trial and enrollment. Okay.
I have a question.
Jessica does have a question for you, Nat, about how do you automate the emails going out?
So, depending on what platform you use, if you use typically for iClass Pro or Jackrabbit, they will have more. I believe they do offer an automated welcome email, but not necessarily a series that goes out, and definitely not for a newsletter pop-up as the trigger. So usually what I recommend for people who are getting into more automated email marketing and want to do, newsletter pop-ups and stuff like that. We offer a platform for this through our Kai, but you can also there's free platforms like Klaviyo, MailChimp, any of those that offer free monthly like they offer you a free email marketing system for a certain amount of contacts, and then you'll have to kind of just upgrade slowly from there, but it's typically incredibly affordable. Most of our clients who did that, who have a list between like 1,000 to 2,000, only spend, I would say, around like 20 to 25 bucks a month in Klaviyo. So if you're just getting started in email, that is definitely an option, but what it'll give you is the opportunity to actually do newsletter pop-ups on your website, and then also set up automated welcome flows. So when someone goes to your website, they'll see a pop-up that says, join our email newsletter or join the VIP parents list. And once they fill out that pop-up, you can then have it trigger a welcome series. So actually having a email platform that specializes in automation, I would recommend that for any kids activity center business, any business at all. That's going to give you a lot more options when it comes to what you can automate and what those triggers could be. So we have a lot of people that we use it for if a family becomes inactive, or if a family cancels their membership, or if you want to push additionally more programs like summer camp, or you just have, it's just going to give you a ton more options to be able to send out ongoing content, but then also set up automations that normally your front desk might be doing, for example, when a family becomes inactive or something like that. What you'd be able to do with email automation is set up a flow that goes to each of those families once they become inactive after a certain period of time, and be able to nurture them, maybe get them back. That's just one of the examples, but it's definitely going to give you a lot more. Something that might be good for you to think about as well is what currently is your front desk doing manually, and what might you be doing manually, and create a list of that. And the bulk of that is most likely able to be automated in terms of reach out. If you're doing a lot of manual reach out, or even if you're not doing it manually now, but you're like, I actually would want to reach out to families who became inactive, or maybe you have a list of inactive families that goes back like a couple years, and maybe you want to do a reach out to get them engaged again, or anything like that. You can just be able to have a lot of different opportunities there. So this one here is just going to give you a 12-month email strategy. So if you are sending out ongoing content and you want to push camps, back to school, maybe you have different events going on like Parents Night Out, anything like that, an email marketing platform is also going to allow you to create more custom email designs that look a little bit more aesthetic and aren't just text-based emails. So this prompt here is just going to give you a 12-month highlight of what different content that you can push out. And most of this will be based off your schedule as well. So if you do have a calendar set up on your website, that's going to be a really good thing to attach here, even as a screenshot, or just link the PDF, so that you can build out your email content calendar. And it's going to give you all the ideas of what you can push out, what dates would be the best to push them and everything like that. So let's go ahead and run this one. Okay, yeah, it's gonna want a content calendar for the, or it's gonna want your calendar, your events calendar from your website. So this one here, we won't do the full thing because I don't have a events calendar to pull from, but if you take a screenshot or upload your events calendar and you attach it to this prompt, it will then lay out month by month exactly what emails you should send, what would be the best times to send them in terms of making sure they're full before that event date or anything like that. I'll also just note as well that this is just a good exercise in general to go through as you start getting more into email marketing and digital marketing, is making sure that you actually have a updated events calendar on your website so that you can actually get ahead of the curve and be able to be advertising these events way in advance. That's definitely something that we push heavily here at Creatively Disruptive. Is like, for example, if you're pushing summer camps, that should really be starting end of January, early February at the latest, and making sure you have that information on your website in advance and that you're pushing emails and you have social posts and stuff going out on that event way in advance, and not just, you know, especially for camp, a month before, or if you have a parents' night out, making sure you're continually posting content on that and not last minute. So for this one, if you just upload your calendar in here and attach the prompt, it will give you that full breakdown in there. Okay. And this one is one of the more important ones that we will cover, but this one's going to be just auditing your website. So this is a prompt that's set up that is going to go based off of your homepage, exactly what you can edit or tweak to make sure that you're engaging more parents and getting them to take action. We see a lot of websites that will have like PDF uploads on the homepage, or they're not optimized for mobile, which about 80% or more of the traffic that goes to your website is typically going to be from mobile. So if you haven't already visited your site on mobile or done a recent check on that and make sure everything is easy to access, I would definitely do so. So let me go ahead and do this prompt here. The way that I have this set up currently is you can do the link of your website, or what I like to do is just take a screenshot of the website homepage and attach that. Sometimes when you put like a website link in here, ChatGPT can take a bit to load and analyze it. So I like to just chuck in a screenshot of it. So I included the info in here, but I use an extension just called Go Full Page Tool. It's just a Chrome extension. It's free. Basically what it'll allow you to do is just go to your homepage, and it's going to take a screen capture of your entire homepage. It's just an easy little tool that allows you to be able to showcase everything all in one go. So what I'm going to do is grab the Florida Dance screen capture. I'm going to open it here, and then I'm going to run this prompt. Awesome. So especially if you offer a trial class, this will be really helpful. So you'll see already navigation and header. From what I see, you have the phone number, you have your parent portal link. Here's what your main navigation includes, but you have no high visibility free trial call to action in your universal header, which is really important. Busy parents decide very quickly whether they can trust you, find classes, or book a trial. Biggest issue, book a free trial button is not in the universal header. Register online is in the top bar, is weak and easy to ignore. The phone number is small and not visually prioritized. It's going to go through each different section, and it'll even give you examples of copy of what it thinks you can replace it with to be stronger and grab the attention more. It's going to go through your call to action buttons to make sure that you have enough of those balanced on the page. What we see a lot is people will have one call to action button and it's at the very bottom of the page, or they just have a parent portal link and no call to action button. So this is going to go through all of the top things that we look at when we analyze a website, including contact forms and everything like that, and just give you all the recommendations on what is also going to be the top 3 highest impact fixes, and how to do those. And it's also going to give you some copy ideas. So this is definitely a high value one. I would recommend running for your homepage just to get at least some ideas of what could be missing or what you could easily restructure to get more engagement. Okay, any questions on the homepage one? I've also linked here, we have an entire guide on the top 10 website optimizations you can make to stop losing enrollments that definitely ties in with the audit, but it gives you some visual examples. So when I send out a copy of this, I will, you can click on this button here and the copy that I send you, and it will link to our top 10 website optimizations with the visual examples to give you ideas on how to restructure this. Okay, and then this is our ad prompt. This is going to be for Facebook ads. So I'll show you this one quickly. But just to kind of go over why we included this, typically around 70% of your potential customers are not already going to be directly searching for your specific program, which is why Facebook and Instagram is so important, because this is where you can actually reach the local parents in your area where they're spending the most time at. Google is going to be more around like 30, anywhere between 30 to 35 or even less of parents who could be your potential customers. Like that's definitely, Google is very direct intent, but working together with Facebook and Instagram, about 70% of your potential families are going to be people that are not already searching on Google for your programs, or might be looking for something for their kids, but being able to get in front of them and build brand awareness that way is going to be incredibly important. So this one here is going to go over the meta ads prompt. And I'll just show you this one here really quickly so you can get an idea, but this one's a pretty fun one to play with, especially as you're getting into ads. Who are any of you already currently running ads? If you are, feel free to drop it in the chat if you are already running Google or Facebook ads.
It says no.
Okay.
Some haven't in a while, and some
Okay.
yes. It's a
Okay.
mixed bag.
Okay, that's typically what we hear is that we haven't yet, or we tried them before, but we're not doing it currently is typically what we hear. So based off of the framework that we use for our ads, we put together a prompt that's just going to give you 3 different kind of options initially to go through, but it's going to call out the location parents. It's going to give you a intro of kind of what you offer. It's going to give you 3 to 4 unique selling point bullet points. It's going to push your call to action, whether that's a trial class or if you just want to push towards registering or enrolling. You can easily just tweak that in the prompt, and then making sure you have all of your contact information down here. So again, we get a lot of people asking like, what should I put in my ad? What's going to actually get parents' attention? And this is going to be a really good start for that. As you get into meta ads. In our follow-up email, I'll also include our ultimate marketing guide. We have a lot of resources, and I'd love to give you as many of them as possible, but we have a really great ultimate marketing guide that actually goes through how we set up our Facebook ads, how we set up our Google ads, and we'll walk you through the different types of ads to run, and so much value packed into that. So if you're interested in that guide, just say guide in the chat so I know to send it to you. But that one will go through all of the actual ads setup and what we do for that, so that you can get a better idea of what to do.
You definitely have some popularity on that one, Nat.
Okay. Okay, cool. If we've got enough for that one, I'll probably just send it to everyone in the follow-up.
Yeah.
But that one's awesome, and I'm definitely excited for you to take a look at that one.
So maybe in the interest of time, rather than doing, because we've got, you know, like 9 minutes left, and I know we want to be respectful of people's time, maybe rather than do the live version of this, is there a way to just walk through the remaining
So I'm just gonna
problems, and then we'll send all this information to you after the webinar, but we want to make sure that you get everything that we promised you.
Of course. So the last 3 for these are going to be local SEO. This is a big one that people usually don't know where to get started on, but basically this prompt here is just going to allow, it's going to pull all of the trends or the search trends for the programs that you offer in your direct area using Google Trends and different tools like that. And then from there, it's going to generate you here's the different blog topics that you could post that are very SEO friendly, meaning when parents search you know, those top keywords in your area that have to do with your programs, your blogs or your website will come up organically on those listings. So this blogs is definitely a huge tool for local SEO. And this is what that prompt is going to be about. So it's just going to generate you some blogs that you can publish based off of what's trending, that's going to help you appear at the very top organically in those trending searches. Next one is for reviews. This one's pretty simple. But this is going to draft you a follow-up for sending review requests. If you're not asking for reviews, it's very hard to actually get them. Obviously, we want to assume like if a parent's really happy, they're going to post a review, but most of your happy parents are just busy and they're not going to post one unless you ask or reach out for it. So this is going to be a follow-up to asking reviews. You could even shoot this out in like a bulk SMS or a bulk email on your platform if you're using iClass or Jackrabbit or anything like that. But this is going to allow you to just send out your Google review page and just ask for reviews in a nice way that's respectful and doesn't sound salesy or pushy. And then this last one is one that you would you would have to do on your own either way, but this prompt is going to give you a good starting point, but this is going to be starting kind of like your SOPs and getting some processes in place for your staffing and internal operations. So this prompt is mainly for, like, you can insert this prompt, and if you have different SOPs you're wanting to create, this gives you a good base to just be able to say, you know, following this prompt, help me create an SOP for maybe it's new parent inquiries, new coach onboarding, making sure you have those consistent systems in place. And this is going to help you draft these in an official way and get some documents together so that you can kind of start creating a consistent experience and process across the board for your gym. So that is our 10 prompts. Obviously these prompts are to get you started. We help build the systems that scale you. Georgina, if you want, I'll just pass it off to you from here so we can talk more about AI and next steps.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Natalie. And I'm amazed. I didn't know some of these things myself, and I'm pretty advanced, so I'm gonna rewatch some of this too. So let's zoom out for a second here. We did cover a lot today. How AI can help automate your marketing, as Natalie showed you, how to improve parent communication and follow-up, how to streamline operations, and really basically save you hours and hours of time every single week, you and your team, while still generating more consistent enrollment growth, right? So hopefully today shifted your mindset a little bit to see just what's possible now with AI, because the reality is the fastest growing kids activity centers that we're working with are not necessarily the ones working the hardest. And I know a lot of you just work really, really hard, but they're the ones building systems, and they're using automation and AI to really remove the bottlenecks, improve consistency, follow-ups, and overall just create better parent experiences. And that's why we built our own system. We built it for ourselves. It's called Kai, Customer AI. It's an all-in-one marketing platform, CRM, and AI front desk assistant to help you do everything that, and pretty much what Natalie has been presenting today. So we always get asked, well, how would this work for my business, right? I'm unique. We do things differently. We've got our own systems. How does this all work, right? So some of you need better lead, generation. Some of you need more follow-up. Some need, more consistency. There's a lot of different things that each individual business needs. It's why we really want to support you and offer you a complimentary AI growth and automation strategy call. We call it Kai. This is not a generic sales call. It's not a cookie cutter demo or anything like that. We're really going to be taking the time, Pete and myself, we head up the business development team, to really look at your current systems, your enrollment process, what are you doing for leads, lead follow-up, parent communication, your marketing and advertising. Really, we're going to take a deep dive into where AI and automation can immediately save you time and increase revenue. That's really the goal of why we built Kai, right? And then we're going to map all that out and see how Kai can help put your marketing, communication, and operations on autopilot, right? So at the end of that call, you're going to know what your biggest operational bottlenecks are, what can be automated immediately, how to improve speed to lead and parent follow-up, and even how to create a more predictable growth system for your business. So even if we don't end up working together after that call, I guarantee you're going to leave with clarity and really actionable next steps for you and your team, right? So, so this isn't, this is really for established kids activity center owners who are really serious about growth and ready to streamline your business. So if you're really tired of that, Pete and I speak to you all day long, really putting out fires. If you're just tired of manually doing everything, just inconsistent enrollments, just communication chaos, dropping the ball, not optimizing, marketing dollars that you're spending, then really this is the call for you, right? You don't have a marketing problem. Typically, you have a systems problem. That's what we want to start helping you fix, right? So Natalie's going to pop in the chat there for you a link. So all you have to do is click on that booking link. It's a totally complimentary call. Set aside about 45 to 60 minutes. Choose a time that works around your schedule. Then Pete and I will work around your availability too. If you don't see a time available on that calendar options, just shoot us a text or an email after this call. We'll be happy to open up our calendars for you. And if you're sitting there thinking, I probably need this, then I guarantee you probably do, right? So Pete and I are going to be prioritizing having those calls with all of you that were generous with your time with us today. So take advantage of that booking link as we limit the number of calls we can take, obviously, on a monthly basis. So if you're interested in just seeing how AI can work for you or just work better for you, click on that link, book the call. We'll reach out to you and just make sure that you're prepped for the call, and we are too. And then we'll look forward to speaking with you and seeing how we can support your business growth with AI. How does that sound? So any questions for us, for the team, before we let you go? Sound good? We got some thumbs up. Was this valuable? Did you find it helpful? Is this the kind of content that you'd like us to keep helping you? Because we want actionable content for you. We don't want to be wasting your time. We want you to actually come onto these calls and leave just empowered to make changes and improve your business, whether with just like this through training or taking it a step further and working with us personally, and anything in between, right? We're always here to support you. That's really what we want. So any final questions before we wrap up today's call? All good? Going once, going twice?
Awesome.
I think we're all good. Natalie, thanks so much again. Really appreciate the time you put into creating this content for us, and we will follow up with everyone that signed up for the webinar and all of you that attended live to make sure you get the guides and this webinar presentation too, okay? And we'll look forward, Pete and I will look forward to meeting with you when you join us on that Kai call as well, okay?
All right. Thank you,
Guys.
All
guys.
right. Take care, everyone. Bye.